Thailand, so amazing, truly a must-have experience. Big city, beautiful beaches, some of the best food in the world, and the kindest people. But getting there in these uncertain times, it's not as easy as just choosing your flight and taking a trip around the world. That's why we're dedicating this episode to show you and share our experience of what it takes to get in and out of Thailand. We will go over what the Thai Pass is all about, what documents you need, how to apply, what to expect when you arrive, and everything you need to ensure you are able to get there and have your best Thailand experience. Welcome to the channel and thanks for watching this episode. Today we have Gigi from Bangkok who's going to help us navigate through the whole process just as she helped me get into Thailand. So Gigi, how about we start and you tell us what is the Thai Pass?
Sure. So Thai Pass is a document that you need to get into Thailand. So either you're a Thai, either you're a foreigner, you need this document. So airline's gonna check for this document before you board on the plane as well.
Perfect. So what documents do you need?
Well, there are 4 documents that we need. First one is passport and visa. For visa, if you're American and travel in Thailand less than 30 days, you don't need that. Second thing is certification of the vaccination. Make sure that you have that. Third one is insurance. They want to make sure that you have minimum of insurance coverage of 50,000 USD. So you can ask for the letter from your insurance company for the proof, or you can buy it as well. And there's a link from Thai Pass website, which we will attach it at the description of this video. Lastly, the confirmation letter from the hotel for the SHA Extra Plus Hotel. And what is that? That is the hotel that has the partnership with the hospital that have the RT-PCR test for you as well. And this time, the second round of the test and go is a little bit different from the first round because you need to book for 2 nights. For day 1, you need the night of hotel stay, the RT-PCR test, and also the airport transfer. And the second night will be day 5 to make sure that you check for the RT-PCR again. So I think I would recommend you to book 2 nights with the same hotel. So it's easier for the government to go over your documents and approve.
So we're going to show next how do you apply. So we're here at tp.consular.go.th and we're scrolling down to see the area in English where it tells you that you should submit this at least 7 days prior to departure and allow 3 to 7 days of processing time. Now it could be up to 14 days. We're selecting here in non-Thai and selecting in English language. We're going to go to the next screen where we're going to go over the test and go. Make sure that your country is still listed here on the list for the approved countries. And again, this is the information of the documents that you need. But we already covered this, so we're going to next. Once we're here, this is the next screen where you are pretty much agreeing to everything that the Thai Pass scheme is about, which is about taking the 2 RT-PCR tests and providing all the documents. Click on next and selecting here travel for these demonstration purposes, and we're going to select United States. The first port of arrival, we're selecting for this demonstration Bangkok, Suvarnabhumi Airport, and inputting any flight number information so that we can continue. The dates here, just make sure that you input the dates that you are arriving and the dates that you are leaving Bangkok, and these dates are important. In this case, we're just using 14 days. This screen just shows you you're consenting for them to keep your information. So we're here in this screen where it asks you for the personal information, and we're just inputting any information here so that we can proceed to the next areas where you actually can input all the information that we talked about, which is your passport, your hotel confirmation, vaccination information, and your medical insurance. So we're here, and make sure that in the passport area you select the type of passport that you have. Now for most of us it's going to be the ordinary passport, and go ahead and type your passport number. And this area, just be a little bit careful because this happened to me. Just make sure you use the approved formats, and that it looks just like this. So it tells you, they want the format to show, or the picture to show just your information and this side of the passport. So make sure you crop it right. In this case, we're already submitting it here, and once you get the check mark, it means that it has been properly submitted. So you can add more if you have more children, but in this case, we're just going to go next to get to the vaccination page. The vaccination page, of course, if you recover, you can click here. But if not, even if you recovered and it's been a while, just go ahead and submit your vaccination information. Here we're selecting Pfizer, and make sure that you input the date of your first dose. This case is April 1st. Again, make sure you have the right format and that it looks similar to the one that they have there, but as long as it's your vaccination card or your vaccination certificate showing the dates, it's going to be fine. This one is the one that we usually have here in the States. So we're going ahead and uploading this. We got the check mark, so it looks good. We're going to the next part, which is information about the second dose. So go ahead and choose your second dose. Make sure that you input the date for your second dose. And they're selecting here the date for the dose. We're going to upload the file. If it's a different certificate, go ahead and upload that. But in this case, it's all in the same vaccination card. We're uploading the same vaccination card image. Got the confirmation that it's good. And you can go ahead and add more vaccinations if you want, if you get a booster shot. But in this case, it's not necessary. With 2, it's going to be fine. But you can go ahead and do the same process again. You're agreeing here that they are going to collect your information. Of course, you need to do this to review. And we go next. Here, this is the accommodation and contact. This part, you just got to be a little bit careful. Make sure that you are using the alternative quarantine or SHA Plus hotel for this example. And in this particular example, we stay at Casa Nitra. So just one that we had a pretty good experience with. We have a booking ID. Make sure you put your booking ID here, and this is the check-in and check-out, which in the case is matching the first 5 days just for easiness, since now they require you to have the RT-PCR in day 1 and day 5. So here in your reservation, this will be listed, especially when what the package includes, that you have the RT-PCR tests prepaid, and what days for day 1 and day 5. So make sure that information is there, because that's what they are going to be reviewing. And once that's uploaded in the same format, you get the check mark, and where they ask you about your stay. Since we're making this easy, we'll have day 1 and day 5 in the same place. We check there. Otherwise, you'll have to check the next bullet point here, where you will have to input the information for the next hotel where you're going to be staying at. So it will be the same process, but in the next confirmation, you will also have to show that you will have the RT-PCR test. For easiness here, we're doing them both consecutive in the same hotel for the first 5 days. This is the area for the permanent address outside of the state, so make sure you fill that, and then we proceed next. This is the area for the medical insurance, and the update here is that now we have a link for where to go for the insurance, and these are the insurances that are approved by the ThaiPass program. We have first the FWD and then AXA. In case when I applied, they only had AXA, so I didn't have any problems. I went through them. I don't think that you have any problems going through either of them, as they are both listed there in their website as accepted. Make sure once you get your certificate of insurance that you upload here the policy number, and as long as it has the coverage that they require for the period of time that you're going to be there, and $50,000. On the effective date, of course, it has to cover from the date that you arrive, so make sure you put the date that you arrive. This is how it looks. This is an actual copy of the certificate, and you have here all the policy information, your passport. We're uploading this, and you'll have the check mark here that it has been uploaded properly. Make sure that it's here. We're certifying that it has the minimum coverages. This area tells you if you have visited any other countries outside of the United States. And here, if you have the prepaid RT-PCRs, which this is going to be listed in your hotel confirmation. So I'm going to go ahead here and submit the hotel confirmation again, because it's going to show that I already prepaid for the 2 RT-PCR tests. Got the confirmation that it's been uploaded, so we go ahead and click submit. And that's it. Once you have submitted this, you're going to have a confirmation number with which you can follow up and check the status of your application. and make sure that you just give some time, because in my case it got rejected a week and a half after I submitted, because I didn't submit the proper format for my reservation. I think I submitted a PDF file. It let me upload it, but again, it was not one of the supported formats. So after I uploaded the supported format, it went through and it got approved. So just make sure you give some time for your application, at least 2 to 3 weeks, and preferably 3 weeks. So we're going to go ahead and continue our interview with Gigi. Thank you. And let me ask you now, when we get back, when should you apply?
Well, the faster the better. I would advise like at least 3 weeks, because you don't want to miss your flight. I know for our case, it used at least 2 weeks, because we submit one time and then the document wasn't passed, so we have to submit it again. So it might take around 14 days. So the faster the better.
Always just be safe than sorry, right?
Yeah.
All right. So what do you expect when you arrive? So before you go, let's say when you go to the airport here and when you arrive over there.
Well, I think it's very important before your departure to have all the required documents, which I believe one is the proof of the RT-PCR test before flying, and also your Thai pass. So once your Thai pass is approved, you're gonna get the QR code. So make sure to print that. I think printing that out would be better, so that they can check it very fast. So when you arrive in the airport check-in, they're gonna ask for your documentation, as I stated earlier. And then when you arrive in Thailand, landed, so you have to go queue for this, like the long line, and there will be the official who check for your Thai pass, your hotel stay again, and after that you will pass the immigration. And after you get your luggage, you will walk out into this waiting area, and you don't have to be worried, because like there will be the driver from different hotel waiting, and then there will be someone to come ask you what hotel will you be staying, and they will find your driver. So like please be ensure that you'll be fine. Yeah, and then when you meet the driver, you just safely arrive at your hotel, and that's it.
Awesome. I think that the one that we selected it was pretty good, because you could also order food from outside, right? So how can you go about doing that?
Right. So while you are booking, there might be some hotel that offer a choice that you can order the food delivery from outside. And at that time, we booked at Casa Nitra Hotel, and then we arrived at 12, and then there's still some restaurant open at 3 a.m. in the morning. That's a charm of Thailand. You can find something to eat anytime. So if you want the taste of Thai on the first night that you arrive at the nighttime, go ahead.
You can get it anytime.
Yeah.
All right. So once you are hopefully safe and sound in there and enjoy your time in Thailand, what do you need to come back?
Well, that would be subject to, or depending on each country restriction of like where you're gonna fly in. So for United States, they can use ATK test or the RT-PCR as well. And we actually did both just in case, because like one day before flying, sometime it was like pretty rush, just to make sure you have it. So we actually put the name of like the place that we went to test as well. It's pretty affordable and it's very straightforward to do it. So yeah.
Excellent. So anything else you want to add, or any other tips?
Well, I would say that don't worry about if you got the hotel that is a little bit further away from Bangkok, from like outside Bangkok. It's not in Bangkok, because I feel Thailand is a very hospitable country, so the service would be very good, and like it's very easy to travel from outside of the town to downtown, so you have nothing to be worried about. And yeah, staff is very nice, so and just enjoy your stay. I think that would be what I want to say.
Thank you, Gigi.
Thank you.
So there it is. I hope you found this helpful. Enjoy the adventure. Thailand is a beautiful country. Please wear your mask. Make sure you protect this country for everybody else to enjoy. And thank you for watching.